Last week of the 2010 legislative session. Completing the budget is obviously the top priority, but a variety of legislation is awaiting action. It includes a workers' compensation bill that calls for sweeping changes to how Oklahomans are compensated when they're hurt on the job. The House and Senate must also set spending limits for dozens of state agencies, and lawmakers are expected to consider suspending tax credits to help balance the budget. One of those measures to cut tax credits is creating quite an uproar. It's Senate Bill 1267. It would suspend for 2 years the 20% state tax credit for renovating historic buildings. Developers say the credit is a major incentive to come to Oklahoma to help breathe new life into the state's old historic buildings. Adriana Ivashinsky joins us from the Capitol with more on the fight to keep that tax credit in place. Adriana?
Well, Kelly, right now that is in the hands of Governor Brad Henry. It will be up to him on whether he will sign that moratorium or veto it. But here's the thing. It is part of a major portion of the budget, $25 million savings, and the House and the Senate have already passed it. But here's the thing. Those involved with historic preservation and revitalization say that this measure will cost millions of dollars more than it will save. The Seaber near 13th and Hudson in downtown Oklahoma City used to be an old, dilapidated eyesore.
The Seaber sat vacant for about a decade. It was full of trash and stray cats. There had been fires in many of the units.
Not anymore. It has been beautifully restored into a sought-after luxury apartment complex. It is one of the many historic buildings across the state that has been transformed thanks to the state's tax credit incentive. Another well-known example is the Skirvin Hotel.
These tax credits are things that create more income, create more revitalization, more business, more economic growth, and they haven't really looked at the full picture of that.
Katie Friddle is the executive director of Preservation Oklahoma. She and other preservationists say if the tax credits go away, so will a number of multi-million-dollar projects currently in the works.
We're very, very concerned. There are dozens of projects across the state that are underway, preservation projects, revitalizing their communities, that are going to have the rug pulled out from under them.
Real estate broker Gary Gregory of Sperry Van Ness Gregory Interests agrees. He represents a number of investors and developers and is also concerned about the long-term impact.
We're going to have investors that are not spending their money here. We're going to lose those to other states that surround us that do offer this tax credit.
Now, I spoke with one of those major developers who has $50 million worth of projects on the line, and he tells me if this measure goes through, those projects will die. Again, those projects will die. So it really is up to Governor Henry on whether or not he will veto or pass this measure. Kelly?
All right, Adriana, and we made several calls to Governor Henry, Senate Pro Tem Glenn Coffey, and Speaker of the House Chris Benj. No word from them yet on whether this is indeed a done deal, but we will keep you posted.
Oklahoma City